What do you do for a living?
I'm a startup founder. It's in AI, generative AI space.
I'm a software developer. Yeah, so I work remotely and
I sold my house in the US, moved to Asia, and took a year off work. So that year ended last week. So now I'm in the process of deciding what to do.
Are you happier here or is it overhyped?
What is the end goal? That is a good question.
Today I am traveling to the world's digital nomad capital, which is none other than Chiang Mai, Thailand. Welcome to Chiang Mai. So it was just a 1 hour and 20-minute flight from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. So this is our hostel in Chiang Mai. Beautiful. And I have never had this affordable meal in my life in any country with meat.
I will say the portions were pretty small. Like,
But yeah,
portions
but
were small everywhere.
But still, with 3 entrees, we were full. So, can you guess? Each was 50 baht. So, $1 for a plate, almost $1.5 for a plate in a restaurant, in a dine-in restaurant. I'm like shocked. So, almost like $4 for 3 entrees between 2 people with chicken. Not of chicken.
But
I'm surprised. I mean, so that's why like a lot of people, like digital nomads, are here because food is so affordable. To figure out what people do here for a living, I visited every single co-working space. So yeah, you can like sleep up here. Sleep up there. Wow, this is so cool. And upstairs there are meeting rooms. This locality is very fancy, like fancy stores and like expensive cafe. Now Katie wanted to go to a cat cafe and look at that hostel, dosto. Like it is 420 friendly, so weed is okay here. It's insane. Oh, they have like amazing fishes. Wow. Look at these drinks, dosto. Aap sochoge it's matcha tea or something like that. But no, it's actually weed. Weed tea.
where Jane meets.
Now, dosto, welcome to one of the coolest co-working space in Chiang Mai with the slide as well. It's so cool. And like on that side, full of cabins, full of people, and on that side, private rooms with a pet. And you guys will not believe that every person here knows Peter Levels. He's my inspiration who brought me here as well, one of the most famous indie hacker who built stuff while traveling. And they have their own hackathon, Nomad Summit. That's why it's like the biggest, the best destination for like digital nomads.
The world's biggest nomad event is coming back to the capital, like digital nomadism.
Wow. Look at my favorite place to work. Reclining chairs, and you can work in the nature too.
There's so many people here on Christmas.
Yeah, people working on Christmas is surprising. And this is the yellow co-working space. It has a cafe inside, the reception, mind-blowing, and the Christmas decoration. Skype room. So hello everyone, today I am in a digital nomad capital of the world, Chiang Mai, and we're going to talk to some digital nomads and what they do for a living. So first of all, we have the owner of Real Space in Chiang Mai. So can you please introduce yourself and how was the journey of opening it here?
Oh, hi. Yeah, my name is Isaac. I opened Real Space about 9 months ago. And yeah, I wanted to build a community of people that work together, but also get to know each other and network and can collaborate on projects, but also make friends and have fun together as well.
And absolutely, this is one of the most like collaborative community of people I've seen in any co-working space in Chiang Mai. How did it happen? Like, were you a digital nomad yourself? Are you a digital nomad? What would you call yourself? Who was able to build such a successful place, which is one of the highest rated place in Chiang Mai?
Well, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I guess I just started quite small and just focused on like the atmosphere and trying to create a vibe that would attract other people that wanted to be part of a community, made sure everyone felt welcome. And then I think that drew other people to come in and they wanted to support that because a lot of people said to me they'd been looking for a space like this and now they'd found it, they really wanted to be successful. So they wanted to help in any way they could. So yeah, the community's been amazing and like really nice the way people have pitched in, and like that's what I think has generated such a like kind of nice feeling amongst people, and they all kind of get to know each other while they're too. But yeah, and for me, I don't know if I'd call myself a digital nomad. I've traveled quite a lot, I have business in the UK that gives me like a passive income that allows me to travel. But I don't personally like spend a lot of time on my laptop. So I'm more focused on like, meeting people and having a good community than I am on like working per se. But I also appreciate that people do want to co-work at the same time. I think having that balance between life and work is really important.
So you do something on your own in UK. So will you call yourself a solopreneur or entrepreneur?
Yeah, I have a business partner, but I guess it's just the two of us. And I've just been doing that for about 10 years now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. No, okay. So this side we have some more digital nomads. So can you introduce yourself and what do you do for a living?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Yasha, and I do quite a few stuff, and it all surrounds media. So I used to be a contractor for Amnesty. I do documentaries. Still am. I do videos for this place. So the reels, the editing, sometimes I'll take on YouTubers. I'll do their video editing too. I do it for a few different channels. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I make a living.
Oh, pretty cool. How about you?
I sold my house in the U.S., moved to Asia, and took a year off work. So that year ended last week. So now I'm in the process of deciding what to do. So we'll see. Back in the U.S., I worked for NBC, working in TV operations.
Oh, pretty cool. And how about you?
Hi, I'm Sana. I'm a UX UI designer and I make interactive 3D animations and I'm passionate about AI.
Very nice. How about you?
Hello, Nicole here. I do people and culture, so I focus on remote companies, startup companies who need to help, or like who need me to help them with their culture and people processes.
Amazing. And one important question. So why you all chose Chiang Mai over Bali or any other country? Authenticity.
Community.
People.
Sure.
Mainly the people and community. Not to stereotype, but the kind of people that go to Bali is definitely not the same demographic you have here in Chiang Mai. Here, I would say it's more of a balance of everyone. It's not extreme. It's just a good balance between everyone. Bali seems to be a little more niche. It's a little bit of everyone. And, like this place, for example, it brings those sort of balanced folks together. So, Chiang Mai is pretty good for that.
And the community is very strong. Would you say this is the digital nomad capital of the world or is it Bali?
So it depends on what kind of digital nomad you are. So every place is going to appeal to a different type of job and a different goal. So if you are either here, kind of a digital nomad to live just a pleasant, nice life, you're probably going to be here. If you're a digital nomad to grind for 4 years and then go public, sell your company, you're probably more likely to be in Bali from what I've seen, but I haven't been in Bali, so I don't know. That's just what I've heard around.
And a lot of people come here mainly to start something. Bali, they're usually already established or they found something like software developers on Upwork or something like this. Here, there's a lot of startups and like the place where we're at right now here, everyone is starting something new of some kind and we can't all help each other to make it happen. So no, I don't think that is that common in Bali. Bali has more people. Chiang Mai is more authentic. Yeah.
Amazing. Anyone else? Like why Chiang Mai?
I mean, it's the same, the authenticity. In Bali, it's more about being seen and showing off what you have. And here, it's more about who you are as a person, really connecting with people.
Well, I feel like that many people want to build some business so they could be in Bali, whereas here people are building stuff so they could have good work-life balance and just like good people around themselves. So I feel like that's the main difference when it comes to like the people.
If we had a beach here, if we only had a beach, this place would be the capital. But we don't have a beach, so
Is like so this is like home to wannabe digital nomads, and Bali is for established digital nomads, right?
absolutely. Yeah, and I don't think there's any shame in that. Like, you have to start somewhere, and if you want to fake it till you make it just to have the feeling that you're doing it and you want to come to Chiang Mai, don't go to Bali, you'll get crushed.
Yeah, and you have a pretty incredible story. So you permanently moved like after selling your house and you went.
So I had committed to taking 1 year off of work, and so and then getting a job. So I just hit that point. So I'm going to start applying for jobs in January. So the hope is to stay here. I'm looking for remote work, but worst case scenario, I'll have to go back to the US.
Oh, incredible. Awesome. Worst case. Yeah, awesome. And do you all feel happy here? The one question I ask the most is like, the last question I want to ask is people on social media, like, show that digital nomad life is perfect. They say that they are much happier here. They wake up with a smile on their face. And that has never been the case before. Do you all agree? Or is it like overhyped?
It's funny, we were just having this discussion. It's I wouldn't say my bias is because no matter what you do, how much money you make, or what your lifestyle look like, you can't be happy all the time. But if you're asking me if fulfilled, feel content, full, oh, absolutely. But I will wake up tomorrow feeling sad a little bit. Sure, the day after I'll be happy. Yeah, it's not getting stone.
Yeah, how about y'all?
I think we spent it yesterday with like 40 good friends having a Christmas party. The day before that, we had Christmas Eve party with 20 like real close friends. There's a community life here that doesn't exist in most places in the world and is really nice. So, good days, bad days, but it's really nice to be here.
I think it is also slightly related to age, because when you get around your 30s and you still are looking for a community in your own country, a lot of people already have an established friend group, so it's not that easy to find new friends. And with digital nomad life, we're all looking for connections, so people are just a lot happier and hoping to create that. So I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to the
Are you happier here or is it overhyped?
So I haven't lived in my home country for 8 years now, so I can't really compare because I spent all my adult life abroad. But compared to the other places where I lived, I feel like I'm the happiest here, yes.
Amazing. And I think I didn't ask you like, it's okay. Are you like happier here or in the UK or?
Yeah, here by far. I know, I love it here. I made such great connections, and the sort of people I meet here, they're living very interesting lives, and now being able to connect with them, I feel much more at home here, strangely, than back home.
So you have more friends here as well?
I would say so, yeah. I would say the type of people I meet, we have much better understanding of each other because we're living a similar lifestyle. And people back home, they're often more in the 9 to 5, they're busy, like they don't have as much freedom, maybe they're not trying to start something up. So yeah, for sure, I feel like much more like this is the place to be.
Incredible. So you've thought of all kinds of people who could come here, work here.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
This is very thoughtful. This is the only co-working space I've seen with that many abilities,
That much variety.
Variety, yeah. You have a home theater, people watch movies, play PS5, games, and this is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to film that. Film the desk. It's just beautiful here. People test VR here. They play games. So I just want to Okay. Now here we have more digital nomads in this beautiful room. They have outlets. They have standing desks on every side. This is so incredible. Okay. So hi, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Amr.
Amr. So what do you do for a living?
I'm a startup founder.
So what is the startup? What does it do?
It's an AI, generative AI space. So it's a design tool for designers using AI.
Can you share the name and employees you have, how many users you have?
I'm a solo founder.
Oh, nice.
And the name, it's Patterned AI. It specializes in generating images that are tileable. So it's patterns that you see on clothes, on wallpapers, etc.
Incredible. So where are you from and how you started and why Chiang Mai?
I'm new here, so I'm still asking the question why Chiang Mai. I'm Syrian. I was living in London for about 10 years now, and I just made the move here.
Incredible. There's so many people from UK.
So one-way ticket, I'm still discovering, but I already love it. Been here for like a week now.
Oh, and you already had a startup, you were established, and then you came here, right?
Yeah, it's 2 years old startup right now.
And for all the founders, this is like a wannabe digital nomad place. People come together, make something. So it's very hyped. People on the internet say the digital nomad's lifestyle is the best in the world. Like, yeah, they're happy. So can you share, are you happy when you wake up with a smile on your face, feeling proud?
Well, it's December and it's like 25 degrees today, maybe. I don't know. I haven't checked. But yeah, that's enough for me coming from London. It's still, everything is new to me. I cannot judge yet, but I'm already loving it. I wouldn't call myself digital nomad yet. I still, everything is fresh.
But like a remote founder, at least.
Yeah, hopefully. Want to be digital nomad, yeah.
So, as a startup founder, like, what are the challenges, like being remote? Like, this is something everyone wants to do on the internet. So, what is the side that people don't get to see?
Not much, to be honest. I was finding it difficult to justify staying in London and paying the expensive rent. So I work with freelancers all over the world, in different time zones. It's actually more convenient here. So I've been working with a guy in Vietnam and in Russia, in Egypt. So it's just maybe closer to their time zone here.
So developers you have hired to build patent AI?
Developers, content writers, different categories, yeah.
Oh, how many users patent AI has so far?
Nearly 500,000.
Oh my God, that is mind-blowing. Oh wow. So it's a profitable business.
It is.
So it's patents AI.
Like wallpaper.
Oh, it's patent AI. Okay, I see it. And we have the code base right in front of us with 500,000 users.
So this is the kind of patterns that it generates.
Oh.
And I'll explain in a bit what it means to be tileable. Yeah, so this is an example of what it generates, but this is the clearest one. So you see how the bird ends here and continues here. So this is the output of the model, the single image, but that makes it like an infinite pattern that you can zoom in and out. And you see them in many places. You see them in dresses, gift wrapping, wallpapers, and print-to-demand products. So so far, it's a design tool that is it can be used on the websites, or we have this editor as well.
Oh.
That is not just AI, and you can also generate the motors themselves with AI.
Mind blowing. I can do that now. That's right. So
yeah, and
can you stand here? So computer is also visible, and so go back here. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Now I just want to show that we have an app and partnership with Canva.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, oh, that's like the Canva.
Canva partnership. Yeah. So users can go and like create a print-on-demand business using your business.
Yeah.
So it's like B2B. Kind of.
Okay, so this offering here, so this was generated by AI now. It's a transparent motif that you can apply. So yes, it's okay. So the B2B part is the integration with companies like Canva. Let me just try our app. Sure. This type of integrations. So we built it as an iframe that can be integrated in traditional businesses. So we're offering a similar experience for wallpaper companies, gift wrapping, etc., to offer their end users a personalization layer. So it's a widget or an iframe that they can integrate, and they would have this personalization.
Okay, so anyone can now, like for a customer point of view, anyone can go and type a prompt, design their room, design the wallpaper they want in their house with AI, and use your product. So, and what are the other ways people can use it? One is with Canva. What are other ways?
You mean where they can create the patterns? It's Canva or the website. Yeah, but if you're asking where they can apply them, that you can. Okay, so some people export these images and upload them to print-on-demand platforms like Redbubble and Spoonflower, etc. So these platforms allow artists to monetize their artwork. So they just upload a design. This platform will show a mock-up of how it will look like in different products. And when someone buys this product, they will just print and fulfill the shipment.
Amazing. But why your platform? Like why cannot someone go to Midjourney or other AI platforms and download and then upload to Print on Demand?
We're building extensive tools to have like full control over the patterns and making it super easy to create patterns, see them rendered on products. And we have like many tools.
Yeah, like you can control how many pumpkins you want. So the flexibility is mind-blowing.
Flexibility, and also like we're adding many tools like specialized just for patterns. They will be released soon, like in 2 weeks.
This is huge demand. Thank you so much. It was wonderful talking to you. Yeah, all the best, sir. And this side, they have incredible collection of books. Some of my favorite ones are here. Oh, wow. These are very like happy vibe books. And yeah, of course, like 12 Rules of Life. This is pretty good. And Atomic Habits, of course, one of the favorite. So now we have more digital nomads on second floor. Hi, can you please introduce yourself? And what do you do for a living?
Yeah, I'm Chanaka from Sri Lanka. I have been living here in Chiang Mai for more than 1 year now. And I work for a company. I'm a software developer. Yeah, so I work remotely and I work from here.
So why Chiang Mai? How did you decide this as a place to be?
Okay, so the story is like Sri Lanka had an economic crisis 2 years ago. And then I was looking for, with my company, I was looking for a place to work, like a good place to work. And I was looking for other countries. I tried other countries in Southeast Asia. I tried Bali, Cambodia, Vietnam, Singapore, Nepal, and also Thailand. I think Thailand is the best. Like Chiang Mai is the best for a digital nomad, in my opinion. Yeah.
Why not like Bali, or why this?
Yeah. The main reason is actually Wi-Fi. I don't know whether you can understand this, but like if I check the Wi-Fi speed right now, it's like 1 Gbps, more than that, right? So if I can't get that speed from any other country, any other like Bali, no, it's really bad actually. Let's see. So you can see this one.
Really, this is mind-blowing.
1.1 Gbps per second on Wi-Fi. This is not even cable, right? So this is Wi-Fi. And this is the reason actually I decided to stay here. This is
oh my god. And like, can I see the upload speed as well? This is upload speed also 500 megabits per second.
Yeah.
Even in my home, we live in the US.
Yeah,
at home.
You can't get that. Yeah. You can't get that in any Europe, any Singapore country without paying a lot more money. Yeah. This is like the free Wi-Fi. You can get it anywhere in any cafe even.
So what technology they use? They use Wi-Fi 6 and like...
No, you see that the cables everywhere. I think this is why. I don't know. Yeah, you can see the cables like it's like total mess, right? This is the reason, but it's really good. Yeah.
Amazing. So are you happier here? Like this is the biggest question I ask is like, digital nomad lifestyle is so hyped on the internet. People say that, they are way happier here than they were in their home countries.
Okay, so if I live in Sri Lanka, I can spend less than this, right? So obviously I have a reason to be here. I think I'm happy here. I like this one. Otherwise I can spend a lot less and stay in Sri Lanka in my home, like easily. So I'm saying like, I'm happy here, yeah.
Like just you living here with the salary of Sri Lankan economy?
No, I work for a Singapore and Korean company.
I see.
So my salary is good, and also I can spend less in Sri Lanka, but I'm staying here. So.
Oh, and how is the?
No, there's no issue in Sri Lanka. Like there's no crisis now. Like we are out of the bankruptcy status, right? So I can stay in Sri Lanka if I want easily.
So you have like good friendship here. Do you have like more friends here and like good social life here than before?
Yeah. I don't know about like in Asian like culture. I think if I'm staying in home, we don't have this. We don't have these things, right? Like in here, there's a community and we have like events, parties. Like many more. Like the community is much better.
Thank you so much. It was very nice talking to you. Thank you. Hello everyone. Today we have more digital nomads. We are in a different co-working space in Chiang Mai. What is it called?
It's called Alping River.
Alping River. And here we have people working in insurance who are doing the startup on the side. Can you please introduce yourself, Kai and Christoph?
Yes, so my name is Kai. Hello, I work in events, but we are here in Chiang Mai doing a very special event for digital nomads called Nomad Summit.
Yeah, my name is Christoph. I've been a nomad perpetual traveler for the last 8 years and have this beautiful passion side project together with Kai. And if you stick to the end of this video, we have a juicy discount code for you.
Pretty cool. So digital nomad was a thing in 2015 to 2020 as well. But I think there were way many differences before COVID and after COVID. Can we talk about that, please?
If you were a digital nomad before COVID, this was more of something special. Having an event here and meeting people with a similar lifestyle, there was a strong bond and a click-like approach as you were outsiders. You were doing something out of the extraordinary. And especially since COVID, since all these work from home requirements, a lot of people have realized, and a lot of companies have realized, that it's possible that people are productive, get their work done. And in some cases, if it matches with the personality of self-organization, self-motivation away from an office building, being even more productive and developing a different kind of company culture, where there are today so many remote-only companies that don't even have an office anywhere. And so when we are bringing back the Nomad Summit in 2025, we know it's not enough anymore to just invite to a digital nomad event, because working remotely is the new normal. That's nothing anyone would identify and bond over. You will need to add something on top. So working location independent, working remotely is the base layer, is the foundation of what we are doing with the Nomad Summit. But as we translate it into 2025, we're building on top of that, literally.
I really like this idea, because for me, the draw wasn't like traveling. I had been traveling before that already, and that, kind of got this idea out of my system, I guess, that it's just great to go from one place to another, which is also, something, I guess, a phase, or like something that people usually like, that's the first draw. They want to like really travel. They put them on the map. They check out the countries. At one point, I think everybody gets tired of this. And then you start looking for a bit more of these kind of substantial things, right? So you come to Chiang Mai because you find like-minded people and you start, thinking of more, where are my different bases? So I think for me, digital nomadism is less about traveling and more about this kind of bigger, maybe a little bit idealistic, but idea of the world I want to live in, where we're not, I'm from Estonia as well, so we're a lot about kind of e-governance and e-citizens and countries without borders. So for me, it's definitely a lot more about choosing the place I want to live, choosing the community that I want to contribute to, and not just, like kind of seeing ourselves as these citizens of the world. But doesn't mean that we need to move from one place to another frantically month after month. It's more, where do I choose to be, and where, what kind of community I want to be part of.
So why Chiang Mai again? Can you please?
I think I can answer both questions in one go. So the first one is directly comparing Chiang Mai and Bali. I've been to Bali last time before COVID, but for me, the big difference was always like how much you can integrate with the local community. With Bali, I always felt like it's a paradise for white Westerners that have their own bubble there and are not really interconnected truly deeply with the local community. While here in Chiang Mai, or in Thailand in general, but now for us, especially here, it's a huge part of the game to get local entrepreneurs, local students from the university here to integrate with what we are building here and make them a very active part and contributors to the hackathon that we will have, to the conference itself, the side events. So we are coming to Chiang Mai because it is a place that gives you all the inspiration, the infrastructure you need to be productive. So for myself, I always had my most productive, most inspired phases of my life when working out of Chiang Mai, because here is the community around. Here are people that are all top of their game in their industries and what they're doing, and they're not somewhere far away. They're just sitting on the other side of the same table. So when you're in a co-working space and you work on your things and you just turn around and ask like, hey, what do you think about that? Or the other person tells you like, hey, I found out this. Do you want to try? So you don't need to move from your chair to get this top of the class inspiration into your work. And maybe if you work in a chaotic manner like myself, you start your day with a to-do list, and then this inspiration comes in. And then all of a sudden you get so hyped by this that for the next 4 to 10 hours, you implement that right away into what you're doing, and then come back to your to-do list later in the middle of the night. With having all this infrastructure here of great food, good coffee, reliable internet, everything that you need for your everyday life and needs is accessible, very easy and very affordable. But still with a wide variety of things to discover, some new things to learn that keep your brain active.
But why? Why do you think you're more productive here over Germany? You're from Germany or over Estonia, where you have lived?
Let's not talk about Germany, but Estonia for me is a similar place where I spent my summers. This year, the 8th summer in a row, because there similar things apply. There's this inspiration going around with such a vibrant startup ecosystem where Kai can tell a lot more about than I can. But so I tapped into a world there that is full of people that are passionate about building, that are using these tools and having a supportive regulatory environment, a government that is future optimistic and technology positive and just first allows to try things out, while in other countries in Central, Southern, Western Europe, one of my favorite examples is Uber. When Uber first came to Europe, in my original home country and other big established conservative countries, the taxi lobbies are still until today fighting with claws and teeth against the Uber drivers, sometimes even get violent, while Estonia was the first country to say like, okay, let's try. Let's set a regulatory environment and see what happens. And what happened is that Uber got their first and now biggest serious competitor, which was founded as Taxify, now is called Bolt, founded by 2 young Estonian brothers in their early 20s, and now are running one of the 10 unicorns of this small country. So it is all about this environment of inspiration with the infrastructure. And for me, spending several months a year in the summers of Estonia is just beautiful landscape, good mentality of people that I connect with well,
now he's
good
doing
food.
Estonia, I love it.
Yeah, but these are things that apply both to Estonia and Chiang Mai, and maybe explains a little bit also how I choose my travel destinations as a location-independent entrepreneur, working in my main job in a quite odd industry. For if you look at the variety of digital nomads, I work in the insurance industry. I'm an insurance broker. So you don't see many of those in the co-working spaces around. But if you want to work remotely, it's also possible in my industry. And moving to these places, seeing these people that are always ahead of me and learning from them is what makes me productive.
You mentioned speed, right? So speed of launching, testing, and failing fast is possible in Estonia. It's possible here. So why here over Estonia? Like, I didn't get it. Like you saying,
it's no worries.
I think that's it, right? Like, well, obviously, every time you talk about Estonia, I have this singing voice in my head. I really love it, and I do feel the same, right? I have a background working in the startup community, right? I'm not in tech, but I support it with events and programs, innovation. So I think the same kind of vibe that we have in Estonia, I go and look for it in the other places as well. So exactly what you said. And when we come here, it's obviously about the environment, but it is the people, and it's just something that I guess it's an overall trend that people flock here for a very specific time of the year. Of course, there's a lot of Europeans and people from America for the weather, clearly. And then they all meet here, and I think it is that vibe. You're very on brand, saying that these are people passionate about building, right? And we are here to really, see that we have those people around us. And I think there is quite a bit of like you said it before, maybe loneliness, or people just. I think it's a very human thing to try to find people that are like-minded, that like to do the same things, right? So I think people come here for that. And why we choose to do the event here as well is exactly that, right? For this kind of space environment. for people to come together and share ideas, because I guess a lot of people are working on their own projects, they're focusing on that, but then, you know, everybody's looking for this place where we can connect, we can talk about these things. Maybe we'll find another person that we need to join our team. We have partnerships. So I think that's the beauty of like kind of finding these hotspots for digital nomads, working together, connecting and learning from each other. So, you know, it's a perfect place for that. And you already talked about this, but I just want to like add on to this, that we come here and everybody that we meet, you know, like these are people that are entrepreneurs that are living in Chiang Mai, people that are staying here for a longer time. They're not digital nomads in that sense again.
And a lot of Thai people.
And a lot of Thai people, that's what I mean. It's not, again, like it's not about digital nomads travel around. It's more like you find your bases, you find your spots, right? We met entrepreneurs here that used to do only online things, but then, you know, they kind of want to contribute here. So they have built a business also in Chiang Mai. Or we have, you know, John, who's owning this space here, and he has this I don't know where this vision and motivation comes from, but he's like, we're gonna have to do everything so we get a Thai unicorn. So, you know, like just people seeing the bigger picture, and it's just really building for the community. And we're here for that as well, right? We are here to not just build our own thing and focus, but also to, you know, zoom out and see the bigger picture. And it's you know, it's a little bit about Chiang Mai and Thailand, but it's also a lot about digital nomads as like this big group of people that live everywhere in the world, and that they also start seeing the connection points, right? Like working together with Thai talent, for example, like coming here and connecting with Thai entrepreneurs, Thai tech talent, seeing what ways we can work together. And then next, when they go to, you know, whichever place they choose, is it Bali, is it Estonia, is it Madeira, then they find the ways that they can contribute. It's not always about business, right? It can also be different ways to be part of the local community. But just that, you know, us as digital nomads, we don't see us as just like, you know, this is a cool way to, you know, escape the office and just travel around, but it's actually something bigger. It's like a digital country that we're all citizens of. And now, you know, how do we all contribute this kind of idea of, like a kind of bigger thing. So Chiang Mai is just one base that has it all.
Yeah, and I really want to second on some topics that you mentioned, and that is the local impact that we have. So when bringing a huge digital nomads event, we're expecting more than 400 people here to Chiang Mai. This is not only about bringing foreigners to the country, but also showcasing this lifestyle and opening it up as an open invitation, an open platform that actively integrates local people, especially people. We will have, for example, in the side events, a workshop about how to create your nomad lifestyle with a city passport. That's literally the title of it. So, and I guess you know what I'm talking about. So with some passports in the world, it's not so easy. With some let's say, life parameters that you did not choose, like the country you were born in, the family, the circumstances you were born in. You have a starting point in this race that is maybe behind some people that have had a more privileged starting point. But with creating this platform and integrating the Thai tech startup ecosystem here and the universities, the students here, we really want to make this a platform that empowers. And as Kai just mentioned, Estonia has, with its 1.3 million inhabitants, 10 unicorns, and Thailand has none so far. If we can contribute to creating an environment here that empowers local people to also have their first, their second, their third unicorn when we come back here in the next, over the course of the next 10 years, then I would say mission achieved.
My final question will be, what's the end goal being a digital nomad? Going from one country to another country, what do you think, at what point it will be so boring you will feel like going home?
What is the end goal? That is a good question. Like, if I knew that, then it wouldn't be fun to live at all. But I think that for me, at least, it's I feel that now, like, I can word this mission, like, I am very interested in connecting different cultures. And I think one of the ways to do this is through Nomad Summit, just seeing that kind of, Western digital nomad community and how can we connect them together. And that I think will keep me going for a long time. Let's see. Of course, I'm Estonian, and I think a lot of people say that to me. It's like, oh, you're from Estonia. You actually want to live in your country, which is true. And I do see Estonia as my home, and I always want to have a base there. But I always want to go to new places, and I always want to see, that kind of connection happening. So right now, the kind of exciting part for me is Asia. I haven't been traveling a lot around here. And I see and meet people, like you said, in Chiang Mai. It's kind of like a hotspot for everybody to come together. So every time I meet someone from, South Korea, or meet them from China, or meet them from Japan, I just really feel like the pull to go and see how these communities work. They have their own digital nomad communities. How can we bring that together with kind of the Western digital community? So yeah, I think that will keep me going. Where is it going to take us? I don't want to know. Otherwise, it wouldn't be exciting anymore. But right now, that I think is at least like the goal for now. Yeah.
Yeah. As a German, we don't define end goals anymore. But when I look into my own lifestyle of doing this now for more than 8 years, I don't see it anywhere fading or something. I love this so much, exploring new places, but also establishing these new homes from home. So whenever I fly into Tallinn airport, I have this feeling of coming home, even though I don't own a place there. I haven't even rented a place all year round. I always sleep at a different place for most of the time. But the city, the community, the circle of friends that I've built there, that is what defines home. Or also, I kind of relate to this slogan, home is where your devices connect automatically to the Wi-Fi. So having these places around the world where I love to return to while keeping a balance of exploring new places, this is something I don't get tired of.
So, this is incredible. It's been 8 years and you haven't got bored at all. Being a
Just getting started.
So, what's the highest and the lowest point of your career being digital nomad for the last 10, 15 years?
Whoa. The highs are definitely moments like Kai described them, coming to a place and being picked up from the airport by a friend.
Really?
Yes.
In a new country, picked up by a friend.
Or an old country. I mean, yes, new country sometimes works as well. If you build networks and you know someone who is there, but you haven't been there, and they come and pick you up and show you around. I mean, it's these moments where locals, whether people who live there for a while as someone who came there, or as someone who grew up in their place, shows you their place. That's where travel becomes really valuable, and where I feel the most enjoyable moments. The lows, I have hard times to define them because my brain doesn't work like that. If something is a negative experience, I will need to really dig in my brain to find it or have an inspiration like, yeah, there was something. But it's not like I have a list of the worst memories of my life and I can pick from there. I focus on the good ones. And with this lifestyle, they happen all the time and basically overwrite the negative memories. Maybe that's one of my biggest weaknesses, that I don't remember negative experiences so much and maybe sometimes make the same mistakes again.
But I also wanted to share my highlights.
What's the highest and lowest?
Well, lowest I need to think about also. But I just there's a lot of highs, but I wanted to travel back when it was my first time also. I kind of came up with this plan. I was traveling a lot for work, but it was just for events. So when I went back to Estonia, it was still going to the office, and this is where I do my work, and this is where we organize these events. And then I realized I have one event in Georgia in November, and then another event in December. And I thought of this plan in my head. I was like, I am gonna stay for the whole month, and I was so nervous. I was like, okay, I need to figure out this idea of saying that to my team and how do we how do we live like
What
this?
year was that?
It was the end of 2017. And then And then I was just like, look, I had this plan. I'm just going to not come back and like work there for those 4 weeks. Everybody was like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want. And then having
probably
this,
envious of you having khinkali and hachapuri.
well, I had it, yeah, like I remember this, and it was winter, so it wasn't like, oh, I'm traveling to a beach somewhere. It was cold, but Georgia is very light during winter, so it's a lot of sun for me coming from cold Estonia or dark Estonia. And I remember this whole month I was completely alone. Like there was a co-working that I went to, and I was connecting with some people, and from time to time had a coffee with someone here or dinner with someone there, but most of the time I was on my own. And I just remember this feeling of freedom, like this kind of idea of, I went for runs. I was just exploring Tbilisi, and I had been to Tbilisi many times, but just like had this idea now that I'm living here at this tiny little Airbnb that I had booked before. And it was just beautiful, like this first feeling of like understanding that, wow, okay, this is possible, like this is exactly what I would love to do. And from that, like for the people listening, I think this is the high. This is like when you first understand that it's possible. And I think now, you will get a lot of support because COVID happened and everybody understands that it is possible to work from home. And if you're already working from home, why can you not work from a different country, right? That you would always wanted to visit, or you always wanted to feel how it would be to live there. You love Portugal, go there for a month, just like, you keep on working. You're Monday to Friday, you do work days, and then you just explore and feel like a local. So I think the highest of the high is the first time you try it. Like you just get this experience, and then you keep on shooting for the same feeling. The lows, yeah, I can't also pick one, but I'm sure that it's just I think that moments of like homesickness, but not home for maybe a specific place, but this feeling of home. So sometimes you do still, and I'm trying to like search my brain for a very specific example, but I can't right now. But it's definitely something where you feel I cannot find my grocery store, and I don't know how the buses work, and I don't like sometimes I have definitely those days where I just feel that this is not. And especially usually it's just when something goes wrong.
Yeah, there's a popular quote, right? Money doesn't buy happiness, but you would rather be stressed in a Ferrari than a cubicle. And this traveling, I've been doing this till not...
Better to cry in
Chiang Mai. Yeah. So I have been doing traveling every month as well. And I felt the same, that my stress levels, even if something bad happens at my job, I would be way less stressed if I'm like in sunny weather and in the nature sitting with you all rather than in a cubicle with right next to my colleagues. So I think this is my biggest highs. Like I try to travel and I continue traveling as well.
Leaving then, just stay here.
I want to have balance of both. Awesome. Thank you so much, Christoph. Thank you so much, Kai. It was wonderful talking to you. And everyone watching, if you are visiting Chiang Mai, definitely check out the Nomad Summit happening. What are the dates?
Starts, the main conference is 18th and 19th of January. And if you book with the code SINGINCNX, you get 10% off